Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vitorio De Pedys. I'm a professor of finance at the European School of Business, which is one of the major business schools in Europe. I'm very happy to be talking to you today about American College because I'm a visiting professor here. I've been coming here since 2008. Pretty interesting experience. How do I get to know American College in Skopje? It's an interesting story. 2008, I was in summertime. I was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, at the Harvard Business School, that, as you might know, is one of the most important in the world. There I met the current provost of the school, which is Professor Marian Boagia. We got friends. We've been following that program together. The opportunity came, and he called me to come here and teach corporate finance to the master program, and that's what I've been doing since. So I've been visiting professor here for a number of years now, and it's I have to say it's a pretty interesting experience. I really like it. You got some very interesting features in this place. First of all, everybody speaks English, and I teach in the English track. Secondly, it's a major international exposure that you get over here. So that will be my advice for a local student to consider American College for not only for its excellence in tuition, but also for the international exposure that it will give you. I'm very happy that this is starting to develop so strongly. The alumni is growing, the rate of success of the students is increasing, and we are also launching, with some interesting success, executive education, which is something new for this place and maybe for this country. Is working pretty well. We have already started, and feedbacks from our executive participants is pretty high. I think one of the reasons why this place looks and is actually pretty successful, and it's going to be even more successful, has to do with basically with two things. One is we adopt the case teaching style, which is typical of the more advanced business schools. We teach everything with cases, with interaction. And so we put students and participants always in a decision-making capacity. Secondly, we do it in what we call participant-centered way. So it's not really important what the instructor says or what he does. Much more importantly is that we have a common discussion. The participant will get through all the major points of the discussion and bring them home by doing things. He will be required to do things all the time. Just to give you an example, in teaching advanced corporate finance, I normally do modules of 3 hours. I only give a lecture which is about 50 minutes to 60 minutes, no more. And then we have a second hour of exercises on the topic we've been explaining, and then a third hour of case discussion, where the participants are all basically put in a decision-making situation where they have to say something about and make tough calls using the tools that we've been trying to explain to them. So in my opinion, this makes for a very successful recipe. The school is growing. It's attracting more international students, and I'm pretty optimistic about the fact that this is also going to attract substantial interest in the executive community, because we are introducing executive education at a slightly higher level based on this mechanism that I just described. It's really going to work because that's the way best practice is working elsewhere. So I think it's as a message to students, I think it's a very safe place to be. Probably the best chance you have in this area to have exposure to the real working life. In fact, as students, as soon as they get out of here, they have tools they can use immediately in work life. I think it's probably one of the best things that we can give them. Having said that, I also have to say that I think we are doing something which is pretty right for the growth of education in an emerging market like such as Macedonia, which has a lot of strong points, but also lots of ground to cover. Because I think we are importing best practices which are working, and we are infusing these things into basically we are creating present manager and possibly future leaders. So I strongly advise everybody to have a look at what American College can offer to you. Thank you.